Thank you for coming back to Black and Grown Conversations. BG Conversations. Real talk, real journey, real women. Bear with me with my voice. It's coming and going a little bit. I have getting over a cold. And this subject matter we're going to discuss is a very sensitive subject matter. And it's been going on for the past couple of days of conversations. Different platforms have talked about it. We have seen the main video with a man, the child, and the woman sitting there talking to live, and another young man who's out of the frame, but come in the frame a little bit and go back out of the frame. Okay, so before we get started, let's put here. This video is an educational, informational purpose only. All information shared is based on a public police report, court documents, and commentary review on different platforms. Chronicle Speaks is a person who actually read the court documents and police report. She redacted names and black out, the names. So she did not use names on her platform. I do recommend that you go and watch to her platform and listen to what they actually written down on paper. Also, I looked at Kourney and Eddie and see other missing pieces of the story. What triggered him going to the counselor's office. I'm not alleging guilt here because we are not the judge, the jury, and the prosecutor and defendant. Okay, the other judge, the other attorneys. I'm not adding speculations. I'm strongly encouraging you to go to the two different platforms I told you to go to. Okay, I only took notes, so these are my notes from the different platforms, and my notes are mostly from Kourney Speaks when she read the reports out. Okay, so bear with me and my voice. The individual at the center of this case is Apostle T.D. McNutt, referred by the church members as Pastor McNutt. He is associated with the Transformation Empowerment Worship Center, located at West Palm Beach, South Florida. The lady who's next to him in the video, the boy between, is Carmisha Irons, who is his cousin. They grew up together in Mississippi. So this is not a distant cousin she never met before. So they do have a relationship and they know each other for a long period of time. So how we get started, let's get here, how it triggered the investigation on Pastor McNutt. The incident started at school, not at home. C.G. Jr. already had a disciplinary history. Something started when he was on his computer, school computer, and stating that he was looking up at Pals, GUNS, on a school computer, which those school computers are they have security system in place, so that automatically trigger an alert to the IT team. What the history of what's going on in the schools in America for the past 20 years, probably longer, but I'm just say 20. He was sent to the school counselor office. The counselor asked him, which parent should we call? You know how they all do. C.G. Jr. responded, don't call Pastor McNutt. When asked why, the child lifted up his shirt, revealed scratches on his body. The school counselor contacted the Florida Department of Children and Families, DCF Services. Police and DCF responded and interviewed the child. The child stated he was spanked with a belt. He was slapped across the face. The incident alleged occurred around Thanksgiving, the 26th, 27th. He suffered a busted lip and a nosebleed. Authority observed scratches at various stages of healing. There was a distinctive mark resembled a belt buckle imprint. Okay, like a dented in his skin. The police asked about his mother. The child stated his mother did not live in the home, but he does see his mother on weekends, and we find out that she do have an apartment in the area. The father is incarcerated. In the comment section, people would say, go and get your son. Father, go and get your son, and didn't know that the father was already in prison. Pastor McNutt was acting as an adult in the household, so he acted more like a father figure. The 30th attempt to locate legal guardianship paperwork that he has rights of the child and reported didn't find none on file. And a little technical here, they didn't need legal guardianship papers from the court system, as long the Bodger mother, along the Bodger father agrees to it. And the mother did sign. It's not hard to do. You do go online, print down guardianship papers, and just do it your way. Make your own guardianship papers, okay? It's not hard to do. And on the video, McNutt stated that the father and him, the Bodger father, who's in prison, they have communicated, and they like it's a co-parenting situation with all three of them. Now you wonder why the mother, right, contacted him. According to the information, Carmisha Irons asked her cousin for help with her son, C.G. Jr. She believed her son needed a male role model. The child biological father was incarcerated, as you just heard. Pastor McNutt agreed to help. But he's not married. He don't have his own children. Pastor McNutt also took in another child, his nephew, KJ. At the time of the incident, no form of guardianship and adoption paper were found. And like I said before, both Bodger parents agreed. All right. The police contact Pastor McNutt to see his location. He stated he was at the mall shopping when he received the call. He returned home. The police showed up, and he left the police in the house, being courtesy and all that kind of stuff, he said. When questioned, he stated he did not know how the child received the scratches. Before that, when the police get there, they would ask any other children, anybody else in the home. KJ was in the home. So they separate I'm not sure KJ was in school with 2:40. So I'm not sure he came from, what time school was out. Not sure. But anyway, say KJ was in school. They might went to his school, ask him, or he was home. Either way, that's how they do it. They come in, separate everybody in the home. McNutt stated he didn't know how the child received the scratches. He suggested the boys, KJ and Junior, roughhousing inside and outside the house. He suggests the injuries may have happened outside, The police follow standard procedures, asked the other children in the home, that's KJ, he's in the home. And when they asked KJ about did he see him using a belt on Junior, KJ's statement was, my brother get in trouble in school. He avoided responsibility and accountability of his actions in school. He had not seen his father physically strike Junior. He do acknowledge discipline with the belt on the buttocks, but never say he witnessed it directly. Okay. People asking why the kids call him father. Well, that's probably what they call him. All right. You go back and do research, you see they will say father, father, father. Okay. So I'm trying to be mindful of that because that's what they did. Based on the statements of physical observation, Pastor McNutt was arrested December 3rd, 2025. That was last year. He was taken into custody at 2:40 p.m. from home. He was booked. You know how they, you took him in custody, do all the paperwork. You finally go to booking at 6:19 p.m. No bond was issued. Now he would charge, and listen carefully, every state charged things differently. In the state of Florida, he will charge cruelty towards a child. What that means, child abuse without greatly bodily harm. So that what it's saying, what I'm thinking is, their cruelty with a child, right? That's a title. And then there are different categories in that. So whoever did this stated child abuse without great bodily harm. Authorities stated that the belt used in injuries contradict Pastor McNutt's statement. It led to his arrest. If both had said, both boys stated that he do use a belt, and he said he don't, that's more likely why he got arrested. Also, the bruises, the scratches on his body. I'm saying bruises, scratches. This is that's what's in the court reports. Trying to be true to the court reports. While he was in jail, Pastor, the video that we saw, he remained in jail. We're not sure he was in county. He didn't go to prison. So, jail and county, two different things. Okay. He said probably around up to 40 days. I'm not sure exactly, but he did say it in the video. He had no contact with CG Jr. He did maintain contact with Carmisha Irons. See, everything's okay. I think KJ was still under age of 18, in my opinion. And then, again, we don't know how old he is in the home. However, for me, I did view some kind of concerns with that because the charge was related to, no contact with the victim, right? But he still contact Carmisha, and she was telling him how they were doing. But I had to remember legally terminology from the Oprah days and child abuse days on TV back in the 90s is that the charge related to CG Jr., not KJ, nor did this DCF or the police told Carmisha she could not talk to him. Okay. So she could talk to him because they didn't tell her not to. And nowhere in the court documents stated that as well. But still, I feel, I feel that way. There should be a little red flag there that no one should talk to him while he's in prison. So that so he can at least he can say he was innocent. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. I think he should never contacted her. My opinion. I think he should get a free lawyer in jail, and say what he needs to say, put it in writing, and then give it to her, so that because she's the adult, and KJ can be the home alone. So that's what I think. But that's here or there. The outcome of the case, since Junior did not testify, he declined. So the charges were dropped. There are no if they had no prejudice against it. You know what I'm saying? I think what happened is what triggered everybody is how he got the boy on TV. And we had to understand the past 20 years, parents have been taking their kids on YouTube, on different social media platform, and do the shame, make them apologize, make them discipline them online. So he just did the same damn thing. And that triggered a lot of people because if you look at the boy on the video, he between his mom, between his dad, I'm going to call him that because of what he called him, and the young boy in there, you can see how uncomfortable it is, And so a lot of people sees the signs. And again, we look at it from the outside, inside of a family. We don't know everything going on at all. And to really be honest about it. Now, other people come, doing the whole different, going on their different platforms, going on their social media pages, McNutt, going on his pictures, and you do see some type of concerns. And a lot of people talk about the young man eyebrows. So I looked at the eyebrows. I think, why not? And I looked at the picture with his mother in CJ. I don't know what year that picture was taken. Maybe before he moved to McNutt. Junior eyebrows is exactly, curved, right? A typical boy eyebrows. Okay, go back and look at it. And then you still see the grooming of the face, the hair. And one picture, I looked really hard, and I'm not gonna say it on YouTube because they didn't bring it up. They didn't say anything. But he had his brow was arched. Looked like he had eyeshadow, red eyeshadow, and looked like he did have a earring, one of his ear pierced. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. It looked like he had some on his lips. And I looked at the other boy, he didn't have those things. See what I'm saying? Again, every parent, every pastor is different how they raise their kids. Another picture I saw how they, hug each other, but then at the same time, whoever taking the picture of the people, it's the way it is. You know what I'm saying? I can't, who took the pictures. Another video that we saw was Junior turned 15 years old. His mother, his Pastor Nutt, the father, got in the room, woke him up. Your birthday, wake up, and giggling, tickling him, and all fear. He came out of sleep. He was asleep. So you know how it is. You're not prepared for it, all that stuff. And the mom said, "You wake yourself in the bed." He's 15 years old. But I didn't notice that what McNutt said, he said the other word, wake yourself. But 15, we all went to school, but like I said, you never know what that means. Wet dreams, something else was going on, you don't know. So again, speculation, we don't know what's actually going on. What else? We also have, when all that was coming out, people want to know, where the family? Where is his side of family? Where the boy father family at? Where is the girl family at? Well, this is what she wrote down in her social media. Carmisha Irons. Everyone has a ridiculous opinions, and that no bother to us. She used us a lot. She used they're actually a family. You know what I'm saying? Because they have been and will continue to be absent. I know who you are and who you have been to our son since you met him when he was a little boy. So that just tells me she see Pastor Nutt, her cousin, as a co-parent person to help her raise her son. So when you hear her talking a lot, make it seem like they're in a relationship. That's the reason why I said I thought that was his wife. I did not know that it was his cousin. She I think she trying to put a blast that her family members wasn't helping her out. Now, I'm gonna be devil advocate here. Being a single parent is not always easy. And even though, again, playing devil advocate, especially in Mississippi, the way the family, I'm gonna read what example. I'm gonna read you what the family had implied. One of her family members had implied, JC. I'm not saying the full names because I don't know who they are. In their comments, in their message, they said, Mimi, that man is your cousin. He is weird. You were just in Tunica talking to us and made none of aware of your cousin being in jail due to the abuse claims from Junior. You well aware of who we are and how to get in contact with us if you ever need help or support. We were all in Junior life when he was in Mississippi, and we spoke on plans to come and visit him in near future. And what also they're saying in this is that man is not his father. They feel that he should not be putting hands on him. They see on the video that Junior need help. Okay, like everybody see the young boy blinking, like he need help. And this is what was interesting was at the end, they said, we all know who his father is and his faults in life. And what I got from there is for all men for the past 20, 25 years, when you're on different, when before YouTube, it was different radio stations, and men would say, if I marry you, can I have the right to discipline your son? We just found out, hell no. We've been saying that for decades. But you guys gonna sit there and say, well, he need a man role model. Yes, you did. Oh, if I can't discipline your son, they don't even deal with you. Now you see why. Child services. The only reason why he not, again, the boy did not testify. Every state handle the cases differently. Like I said before, he was told not to interact or contact the victim. But they never said to him, they never said that he could not, they did not say to the mother, you cannot talk to McNutt. Okay? They never would do that. They only tell the victim, you cannot contact them. You cannot contact the victim unless the parent individually put a restraining order out that person can't contact nobody in the family. Okay. So I went hard a little bit there, but I just want men to understand for the past 30 darn years, when you guys on different platforms want to put hands on somebody else's kid, and you know why. We said don't do it. You're supposed to sit and watch and observe how this mother is displaying her own son. Your job is give her advice. That's it. If she don't take that advice, or if you don't see that she actually had a handle on her child, you walk the hell away from her, dummies. And this goes also for men who got daughters. When you deal with a woman and she watching you how you raise your daughter, and she give you again, she didn't put hands on them either. She's also supposed to be giving you advice. And women, if he don't take the advice, or women, if you don't see what you're like, you walk the hell away. I am a stepmom of 2 girls. They grown now. Never put hands on them. And one time, I never forget, my husband, the girl did something. I don't know heck what they did. I forget what the heck they did. And he was mad as heck. He said, you wouldn't do this. He said, and you had done this with Sharon. Sharon spanked you. At the same time, both girls said, Sharon never put her hands on us. At the same time. He stopped, looked at them, looked at me, and I looked at him. Nope, I never put hands on them. But it did say, not at the same time. She would get us on Saturday when we do our chores, and she made us do extra stuff. That's how she get us back. And that was it. I did not give birth to those girls. I had no right to put hands on nobody. And we need to get out of this mindset, putting hands on other people's kids. Even though you decide to become a step parent, or you become a co-parent, like these two are doing. Like Kamisha asking McNutt help her co-parent with her son. Now, there's no right or wrong answer to this, to anything. Everybody is an individual, how you want to handle your situation. Okay? And that's how, let me see else. Another, so that's what her family said in Mississippi. Now, McNutt stated no one knew about anything till they went, after he got out of jail, they went up north, the southern South Carolina, that he said online, on his live, and he told them what happened. Now, two things for me, I got that from. That means they've been keeping certain family members, what's going on. Okay? That's my opinion. Second, she went to visit her family, never brought it up. That's her right. Not say nothing. Another one was interesting, I saw, was a person who wrote, comment on her Kamisha comment section. And listen to this one. The person name is not on here, so I don't know who the person name is. But I'm going to give a bits and pieces of what she says. She's a Kamisha Irons. I hate all of this that's going on. I really don't know you nor have the chance to really sit and talk to you. But when TD introduced me to you, the vibe was definitely strange and I could not put my finger on it. And you probably don't remember, but when he first brought me over to your apartment after picking up Junior up for the school bus, I remember a comment you made. Oh, you got another son. I never knew the meaning to that till now. You know, she got sad eyes emoji. I really prayed for you because you seem to not be in your right mind as well. I don't know what all he had done for you, but me and you both know that you are a victim as well, and you are scared to say otherwise. Junior is a smart young man, and I remember meeting him. He was saying to myself, this little kid is really going to be something one day. But then I noticed a sudden change in his behavior, and I could not understand why. I remember one day myself and Minister Murphy coming over to TD's house. And Junior got in trouble at school. TD took him upstairs and gave him the worst beating I ever heard in life. I honestly wanted to cry myself and go up there to tell him to stop. The beating lasted over 15 minutes, and the fact that Murphy sat next to me seemed like he used to it made me even concerned. Then made Junior come downstairs and apologize to all of us about his behavior in school. Had nothing to do with us. But TD made sure he embarrassed him even more. Junior is crying out for help. All right. You can't see that because you are brainwashed. This is what a member of who used to be a member of the church. All 10 members of his church, I know TD over 10 years now, and that church has the same 10 people. It's giving cult like, I would not be quiet anymore. There are more victims, and you know them personally, coming forward, and I will make sure you and everyone else involved with this mess go down. We will say, Junior, I am so grateful that I did not fall victim with this evil cult. You can go online, different platforms, and find that same message, comment section, okay? And you can find the person name. And what they're saying, and my thing is that the investigation in child services, did they open it wider? You know, did they go to his church, ask anybody questions? Based off this woman, she was saying she know that he did use a belt on that child. So those things that are concerning, that people reading, people comments below, people are, responding because they see a child in need. And also what's going on right now with the Epstein files and finding the history is all on Instagram, TikTok. Well, TikTok won't do it probably, but it's on Instagram showing what's going on with children not being taken seriously enough, or the court system or child services falling between the cracks. So in this case here, it said, so I'm gonna leave with this mark here. The school system did trigger the investigation. The school did the right thing. They saw the scratches, the stuff they called child services. Federal discipline laws vary from state to state. The different what mean child abuse and what the different things that go under it. Some people are concerned of the legal documentations of the guardianships and all that stuff. That's not necessary. Again, all you do is get download the form online, go and get it notarized. That's all you need to do. The case was dismissed because the young boy did not testify. And also, in my opinion, child services, the prosecutor really did not, I'll say that. The child services and prosecutor probably didn't force the child to go to counseling while he's in prison for 40 days. And what I'm seeing, what lack of information is out there, I don't think he went there. And again, let's go back to the old days that we assume. We assume you get accused of child abuse, you go to jail, you say in county or jail. You might get bail, might not get bail, but they assume that kids will go stay with whoever it is, or the system will come and get the kids out of the home, and the child will have some type of counseling while the person is on bond or not on bond. Okay, that didn't happen here. Every state is laxing their parenting rights. No, laxing the state. The state hold on children, but people are, voting against state. Don't let the parents handle their kids, that kind of thing. Okay, So I do encourage you, and you want to hear exactly what was on the court documents in the police report, go to Chronicle Speaks, share the full document, and she read it real well. All right. Thank you. Bear with me with my voice crackling, and hopefully over time, my voice get back to where it used to be. All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.